What's going on, Big Blue View? Nick Filato here to try and comprehend what's going on with Patrick Graham's defense. So I'm going to break down a couple of plays from that Los Angeles Rams game to try and give perspective on what actually went wrong with this New York Giants defense. The Giants last season ranked 9th in points allowed and 12th in yards allowed, only allowing 22 points per game and 349 yards last season. They add Adoree Jackson, they bring in Azeez Ojulari. There are so much expectations for this Giants defense, and yes, they lost Blake Martinez, but right now, through 6 games, they rank 27th in yards allowed, allowing over 400 yards a game and 29th in points allowed, averaging just under 30 points a game, 29.5 points per game. That is absolutely abysmal. Let's try and find out what's going wrong. Here's a play on the Rams' first offensive drive. It was a 16-yard reception by Robert Woods, who is aligned right here. And I love this route concept from Sean McVay, especially against zone match type of teams, because you're going to put 2 players, James Bradberry and Jabril Peppers, in conflict due to these route combinations that we're about to go over. So first off, on the backside, you're going to have a deep dig, which is actually going to end up coming open, but that's a little bit irrelevant because the play side is what we want to focus on. We have Robert Woods, who is the receiver, who is going to catch the football. What he is going to do is he's going to run and just sit. Curl route right here, and then you're going to get a deep clear out route, but it's a deep 7 route, which is important, from Cooper Kupp, which is going to occupy James Bradberry, and then you're going to have a chip on Azeez Ojulari, and then a flat route from Tyler Higbee, which is also very important because that is going to occupy and draw the attention of Jabril Peppers, whose assignment is the flat. But with this deep outward breaking clear out route, the 7 route from Cooper Kupp, who the heck is going to guard Robert Woods? Let's see. And just see how it happens. Robert Woods wide open there because his safety is playing this near hash right here. And Woods keeps his route on the numbers right there, not drawing any attention for Logan Ryan to kind of attach to his route. James Bradberry has to midpoint both of these vertical routes because both of these routes go vertical. So what does James Bradberry ought to do here when he has a middle of the field closed safety who's not going to be able to get over the top to Cooper Kupp's 7 route? He has to be able to play both of this. This is what's called midpointing right here. He's splitting the difference between both of these vertical routes because Robert Woods is 10 yards downfield. He is declared as vertical, so he has to account for both of these routes because he has to be able to take away a deep 7 route, undercut Cooper Kupp here because this safety is not going to be able to. But that allows Robert Woods to just sit at the numbers here, and then you have Jabril Peppers, who has to pay attention to Tyler Higbee, and there's your throwing window right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that throwing window right here. All because of scheme, all because of X's and O's. And this is not necessarily a referendum on James Bradberry or Jabril Peppers. This is just an excellent scheme from Sean McVay against Patrick Graham. We'll run through it one more time here. So watch the releases. Watch the alignment, too. The alignment is something that not a lot of people talk about, but it's huge. Nobody's aligned outside of the numbers here, which means there's a lot of room to break outside. And that is very important because of Cooper Kupp's route and also because of Tyler Higbee's route. You can see expansion, wide open. Now here we have a 3x2 set from the Rams, and we want to pay attention to Robert Woods as the number 2 receiver, and then Cooper Kupp. And watch Cooper Kupp's release, because Cooper Kupp is going to stutter a little bit and get James Bradberry to expand himself laterally, which is going to throw off the entirety of this play. Robert Woods is going to come underneath, and the defender, who is Julian Love, is supposed to attach to Robert Woods, but he can't get over the top of Cooper Kupp. Watch. See how he tries to get over the top there? Nobody goes with Robert Woods there because James Bradberry steps outside anticipating maybe some sort of flat route from the number 2 or the number 3 receiver, but that allows everybody to go inside. You have Reggie Ragland shading towards Tyler Higbee, the 2 receiver side. Then you have both the receivers going over the middle of the field. Somebody is out of position here. This Love was originally over Robert Woods, and he can't get over the top of Cooper Kupp because Cooper Kupp's entire assignment here is to continue running laterally and blocking Julian Love from accessing Robert Woods. And then it's on James Bradberry there. He never switches here. He never switches off. He continues to follow Cooper Kupp, and nobody takes Woods. It's a miscommunication by this Giants defense. We'll run through it one more time. And this is something that's all too common in Patrick Graham's defense in 2021. So many miscommunications. Last season, we saw switches here. We saw communication. We are not seeing that here. Look, Bradberry gets expanded, has a false step, steps outside, is out of position. Julian Love can't get over the top, and nothing is communicated to Bradberry to go and actually guard Robert Woods, because this could have been just an easy 6-yard gain and a tackle and then live to fight another down, but instead, Bradberry just continues following Kupp, and the end result is a touchdown for the Rams. Now, this offensive play for the Rams didn't necessarily have a huge impact, but I love the concept here because I often say that football is just a game of numbers and it's a game of space. And look, we have the ball on this far hash with two receivers over here split back. Cooper Kupp is going to come in motion. You can see him here, but originally he is aligned right next to Matt Stafford, split back shotgun look. Safety in the box. He sees the motion from Cooper Kupp, so he is going to bail, which is going to prompt this safety to rotate downward. But look at all that space between this safety and the line of scrimmage. That is a lot of space to account for this safety. And what do you have? You have two receivers over here with just Adoree Jackson as the only defender in the area. This defender is well inside of the number 2 receiver here. So what the Rams are going to do is run Cooper Kupp as a fast 3 over here and just toss the ball to him, and you'll see all the space that he has to operate. Going to the play action, catch. Now you have block here, and then you have this defender to tackle Cooper Kupp, and you have 10 yards of space between the two. So it's not a huge gain, but this is just the X's and O's of football here. Sean McVay realizing what the Giants are doing, rotating safety downward, and that there's going to be a lot of space for Cooper Kupp to operate here, and that there's one player outside the numbers, one player outside of 2 receivers other than this safety who's going to have to fly down. It's a good play by the safety too. That's a simple catch and a simple pickup of about 6 yards right there. Not a huge play, but I like the concept. And with a better throw from Matt Stafford, that could have been an even bigger gain from Cooper Kupp. But speaking of Cooper Kupp, here is his second touchdown catch against the New York Football Giants. And I like this play as well because at this point of the game, the Rams have been running the football effectively. They're wide zone action. You have shotgun with Darrell Henderson right here. And you're going to have all of these linemen fake the outside zone well, all going to step play side. And that's going to allow Cooper Kupp to just leak underneath and get small, not be seen by any of these Giants defenders to come over here, because the Giants defenders are also going to be occupied by these reduced splits right here, and you're going to have a quick little OTB, Tyler Higbee, crossing route here. That's a lot of traffic, a lot of bodies moving, and a lot to pay attention to, and it's very, very easy to lose Cooper Kupp, who just kind of squeaks behind the line of scrimmage and leaks into the boundary flat, and nobody even notices him. Let's watch. Easy catch, turns on the Jets, angle isn't there for the Giants, touchdown. And the Rams are one of the best teams at calling plays and then running subsequent plays off of the same look of the previous play, but doing something different, adding another wrinkle. There were plenty of times where the Rams ran the football in a similar situation or hit on a crossing route or did something different, and they always, or at least frequently, use a player like Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp to cross the formation in a split zone type of look, like they do here. You can see all the attention is being paid to these receivers running. Ragland chips Cooper Kupp, but not nearly enough to alter him, and that's just a touchdown. It's just like Sean McVay and the Rams were taking the New York Giants to task and doing so many different things to show their defense one thing and then run something that looks like that same thing off of it. And Patrick Graham and his defense just could not keep up with this attack, this relentless attack from Sean McVay, Matt Stafford, and this offense. Here's a 2nd and 12 after 2 straight penalties from the Rams. You have a 3-by-1 set here with Cooper Kupp as the number 2 receiver, and you're going to get another 3-level read. You're going to have Robert Woods, Bobby Trees himself, clear out, deep vertical route, Look, everybody inside the numbers again. Those reduced splits really coming in handy here for the Rams. You're going to have Tyler Higbee leak into the flat, and then you're going to have an inside release from Cooper Kupp. He's going to stem initially inside, run up the seam, and then break to a deep corner route in man coverage against Jabril Peppers. That is a mismatch. A lot of people are just harping on Jabril Peppers right now, but Jabril Peppers isn't supposed to succeed playing man coverage against a receiver in the slot like Cooper Kupp. But you'll see how he gets open here. See how he goes inside, gives a nice little shoulder fake, head fake to the outside, just bends it right back inside, creates a little bit of separation with a little subtle push off there. And you can see Bradbury's nowhere to be found because Trees takes him all the way deep. That's the clear out portion of this. Logan Ryan cannot undercut the 7 route because he has to respect Tyler Higbee in the flat right here. And that's a beautiful throw from Matt Stafford from the far hash all the way to the sideline, well outside the numbers. And that coffee they drink together, man, must be very, very strong because that was one heck of a play from the Rams. The Rams also really made the Giants pay every time the Giants wanted to run man coverage with just simple rub type of routes, simple pick type of routes. Right here we see a tight bunch reduced. Down here you're going to get just a inside vertical release from Van Jefferson and then a vertical release from Robert Woods with a flat route from Darrell Henderson. Tay Crowder does a solid job kind of flowing over the top there. But what I really want to pay attention to is the tight stack right here from Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee, because look at the formation from the defense. This is obviously man coverage, and there is nobody outside of this cornerback. So what is Cooper Kupp going to do? He sees this defender on the line of scrimmage, tight man coverage. So Cooper Kupp is just going to release into the outside shoulder of this defender and just carry him upfield, which allows Tyler Higbee to just slide underneath, quick little speed out route to the flat. How is this defender going to get there unless he shoots towards the line of scrimmage and attacks the near hip of Tyler Higbee right away? Because he's not going to be able to flow over the top here, and this defender is not going to be able to do that either. There's going to easily be a catch for at least 4 or 5 yards here, an easy pitch and catch. Let's watch, and you'll see it. It's just that simple. This defender doesn't even go with Tyler Higbee, and this defender's in no position to get to Tyler Higbee because there's just way too much space there. And Kupp just releasing upfield is just clearing out the flat for this pass to Tyler Higbee. We saw this so many times through the game because here it is again. Watch. It's the same thing. You have 2 reduced stacks, man coverage, Trees, releases upfield, flat route wide open. It's a pitch and catch right there for easy yards. And here's the 4th and 1 touchdown to Cooper Kupp. Does it look similar? This time the Giants, they have James Bradbury in that area. So what do the Rams do to adjust to that? They run Robert Woods, orbit motion, around Matt Stafford, which is going to take James Bradbury from the outside, put him on a path away from the desired location on a 4th and 1. So you have Van Jefferson just release outside and through the shoulder and not allow Julian Love to get down towards Cooper Kupp. Easy pitch, roll out, catch, touchdown. Here's another way the Rams took advantage of the Giants when they were in man coverage. You see a too high look initially, but the primary person to look at right now is Tay Crowder out here on Darrell Henderson. It's obvious Sean McVay watched Week 2, Thursday Night Football, where Tay Crowder was isolated against J.D. McKissic and gave up that long pass that set up the Ricky Seals-Jones touchdown against J.D. McKissic on that out and up. It was a double move. Well, Sean McVay runs a double move here against Tay Crowder and takes advantage of something that Tay Crowder struggles with, and that's covering, especially in man coverage, especially when he's out on an island like this. He's a liability out here, and you can see that because all Darrell Henderson is going to do is run a slant go route. So a slow go route. and it's going to leave Tay Crowder in the dust. And I want you all to pay attention to Tay Crowder. He doesn't necessarily bite too hard on the slant. He always keeps his hips oriented towards the outside, yet he still can't keep up with Darrell Henderson here. Let's watch. Just blown by Tay Crowder right there. And watch Tay Crowder. He takes that little step right there with his inside foot, but his hips are still oriented towards Darrell Henderson. But Henderson is just a superior athlete to Tay Crowder, and that's an easy pitch and catch. Tay Crowder has struggled guarding running backs in space whenever teams go into the empty formation. And this is a problem right now because Tay Crowder is the best option the Giants have at linebacker without Blake Martinez. And other teams are going to see this. Other teams are going to go empty, and other teams are going to try and get mismatches with their running backs against Tay Crowder. We've seen it with J.D. McKissick in Week 2. We saw it right here with the Rams. Sean McVay, again, watching film, coming up with good plays to take advantage of mismatches that he sees. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take my glasses off. Those are the plays I wanted to break down about this New York Giants defense. It's been bad. It's been really bad. The communication, the spatial awareness, all of those things are not evident right now with this 2021 Giants team. They were there in 2020, but right now it's just not clicking. Man coverage is not there. The adjustments aren't necessarily there, and the bottom has fallen out. This defense has regressed. We hope they can kind of look somewhat like they were back in 2020, but it sounds like that's a bleak thought right now. Anyways, please check us all out at Big Blue View. I am Nick Filato. I hope you enjoyed this video. Everyone take care and be safe.